Now, there is a lot of FNAF lore out there, a seriously large amount. However, most of it comes from one place, that place being the minigames. Simple pixelated games that showed us Charlie's death, the bite of
87,
and have explained tons of things throughout this series. But what are they? The first appearance of these games was in FNAF 2. They showed very simple scenarios that were able to be used to solve the lore of the game, like the missing children's incident. But then, all of a sudden, in FNAF 6, they were diegetic and still had lore in them. And not just simple lore either, that could have been up to interpretation. It was very on-the-nose lore that was clearly meant to be discussed and still hasn't been solved until this day. So what's going on here? What are the minigames we see in FNAF? Well, I'm here today to say that it's actually the spirits of the missing children trying to communicate with you. Let's analyze the facts. The biggest difference between FNAF 2 and FNAF 1 is, of course, the main gameplay mechanic that is used to fend off the animatronics, that being the Freddy mask. I think this may be one of the methods the spirits are using to communicate, because in things like the Five Nights at Freddy's books, the week before, and even the Silver Eyes, they've all had one thing in common. At one point, a character is doing their thing before they come in contact with a piece of animatronic, at which point the animatronic starts communicating with them, showing them glimpses into the spirit's past. I think that's what's happening here. By putting on the Freddy mask, we're tethering ourselves to some of the spirits, and they're showing us what happened to them. Now, this alone is a big deal. However, I think it goes to FNAF 3 as well. Anyone who's been on this channel for a while and seen my other FNAF videos will know that I believe that the phantom animatronics in FNAF 3 are actually the spirits of the MCI victims coming to you in the only form that they're familiar with after all this time. After all, you destroy them in those games, and the week before seems to support this theory. Now, in FNAF 4... Now, this one kind of breaks the logic, but no one likes FNAF 4. I mean, I'm pretty sure Game Theory's Dream Theory was the closest we got, and that's just objectively wrong, so... yeah, we're gonna ignore this game for now. Sister Location. Now, the main minigame in Sister Location is the one that displays Elizabeth's death, and this happens after you're jump-scared by an animatronic. Now, for those of you who have seen the in-game blueprints, or read the books, you would know that you're actually kept inside of the stomach of these characters, not killed, which means that all of these games match up. And then, we get to FNAF 6. Now, FNAF 6 seems like it should break it. You're in a new pizzeria without any spirits. The games are diegetic, and there's none of the original animatronics. So it looks like the trend has been broken, and our theory doesn't work. But I actually have evidence in this game that supports this theory. As a matter of fact, this game is what sent me on this entire video path in the first place. Now, let's look at the games in FNAF 6. Let's start with Fruity Maze. It starts out as a simple collection game. However, throughout the game, we see somebody flash on the screen. Susie, as if she's playing the game, even though we know that can't be true. The game starts adapting to this too, showing Susie's dead dog instead of the things we're normally collecting. This is clearly Susie's spirit trying to reach out and show us what happened. And in another game, we see Charlie Emily's death. Everything is matching up here, and if you subscribe to the theory that Midnight Motorist is actually showing one of the missing children's incidents, specifically the one you should not have killed, well, I'm not going to try to convince you of that here, but, I mean, it's a good theory. FNAF 6 is showing us that these kids probably loved these games. I mean, they are literally at a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza after all, so they would presumably have a lot of enjoyment out of these games. And let's be honest, if I came back as a ghost, I'd probably communicate through one of my favorite games too. It's the spirits reaching out and trying to tell us what happened to them. Kinda like a metaphor for Scott trying to reach out and tell us what happened. Whether it's the mask they're wearing, the spirits being present, or you being literally consumed by them, this is the spirits trying to reach out to tell you what happened to them. But anyways, I guess that's just a theory, a game theory. But yeah, seriously, thank you guys for watching this video, and... wait, the script just ends here? Shoot! Stinking past me being so lazy, I didn't even write something for an end card? I gotta fill up the next 30 seconds. So, oh, I got it! I just had the biggest revelation. I've solved it! What was on screen right now, it just helped me solve the entire FNAF lore from start to finish. I know when the bite of 87 happened. I know when Elizabeth died, guys. It's so simple. It's just